3.
Comrades and friends, the topic today is how to destroy an independent union. I'm going to read this from a script because I've sent this out already on email. Unions in the 19th century, there weren't many. There were strict laws against combinations, as they were called. Then, after these laws were repealed in 1824, unions began to develop, but they were still persecuted. On the 18th of March 1834, 6 Dorset agricultural labourers were sentenced to penal transportation to Australia. These became known as the Tolpuddle Martyrs. In 1868, a group of trade unionists from all over the UK came to Manchester and held the first meeting of the Trades Union Congress at the Mechanics Institute. In 1899, a Doncaster member of the Amalgamated Society of Railway Servants, Thomas R. Steeles, proposed in his union branch that the Trade Union Congress call a special conference, which was held at the Congregational Memorial Hall on Farringdon Street, London, on the 26th and 27th of February 1900. The 129 delegates passed a motion to establish a distinct Labour group in Parliament called the Labour Representation Committee. This subsequently became the Labour Party. But union funds were not protected. This only happened after 1906. Now, I became a member of Unite around 2007. Unite is an enormous union. Although elections of the top officials were credible, how do you become a top official? My observation was, certainly at our branch, through a whole series of corrupt practices. Elections were rigged. Money just sloshed around as members continued to pay Unite, as they feared without union membership they would be out on their ear. When members were dismissed, though, the union was active in keeping up their morale. Don't worry, comrade, we'll get your job back. We'll refer it to our lawyers. Weeks and months might go by, and then the letdown message. Sorry, comrades, our lawyers have looked at your case and it doesn't reach the threshold of a 50% chance of success for them to take it up at the employment tribunal. This meant many claims were never tested at the employment tribunal. Now, if you look at union membership like an insurance policy, this is very unsatisfactory. With insurance, you pay against a contingency, either inevitable, such as death, or uncertain, such as insuring a motor car against fire and theft. For a trade union, you also pay against a contingency, losing your job. If that happens, you want someone to help you. An employee who loses his job may have been paying in, for example, 30 years before making a claim on the basis of his union membership for representation versus management. Seeing this at close quarters, I and some other trade unions thought there must be a better way. So in 2011, we established a new trade union in the London area, Employees Representatives. The accounts every year were forwarded to the certification officer, and you can find our accounts up to the end of 2017 on the certification officer's website. As you will see from the accounts, we've never been a big union. Our policy is, if the claim is credible or arguable, we will fight it, but not through lawyers. Under existing law, you don't need lawyers to fight a case in an employment tribunal. You can represent yourself or get a trade union official to represent you. In June 2017, an assault began on our union. Most of our funds are received via standing order, but then a demand was made by our bank that we inform the bank of the member's full name and his/her date and place of birth, nationality, citizenship, full resident address, including country, occupation, and the purpose of the payment. The bank then said, "We are holding funds until we have received a response." We replied that we weren't in that sort of role. It wasn't our job to snoop on members or to transmit their confidential data to a third party without their consent. Because we wouldn't cooperate on what appeared to us an unreasonable demand, although that wasn't the reason the bank gave, they waffled on about alternative strategies and so on, we got a letter giving us 2 months' notice to close our account. There was absolutely no reason for this. Our account was not overdrawn. We had no loans due to JIB. That's the name of the bank. This was extremely stressful for us, as it had taken months for us to open an account with JIB in the first place. In 2011, the big 5 banks, the high street banks, were simply not interested. At this point, we referred the matter to the Financial Ombudsman Service, the FOS, who managed to obtain an extension for us, and we were able to find another bank, who are now holding our funds. Many payments to our union come by standing order, but because we moved banks, every member has to sign up again. Originally there was a misunderstanding. We thought the new bank would transfer the existing standing orders. We only learned that we had to sign everyone up again recently. So this is an urgent request to members. Please sign a new standing order for £8 a month made out to employees' representatives. Account number 203-95656, sort code 608301. This can be done online. If you fail to do this after the deadline for closure, which is next Friday, the 27th of July 2018, your funds will be returned to you by JIB. We have asked JIB for a further extension of the closure deadline so we can chase members down, as in some cases we don't have the full details. We want to close our JIB account in an orderly manner, but this request was refused. Because of the failure to grant any further extension, we expect as a union to lose members and income, and some of the money might go missing. JIB says they will return standing orders received after next Friday to the member's bank. But what if the member's moved his account to another bank? We fail to understand why JIB should play ducks and drakes with our union funds. This isn't our money. This is the money of members. And since 1906, the policy of Her Majesty's government has been to protect the funds of trade unions. These details are very important. The payment of £8 per month to employees' representatives must go to account number 203-95656, sort code 608301. Also, we don't know what has happened to those payments siphoned off, held by the bank and not transmitted to our account, because we wouldn't hand over to them our members' confidential data. All in all, we see this as a stratagem by sinister forces to close our union. If trade unionists support us, this won't succeed. Further, anyone who supports the principle of independent unions and wants to help us by giving us a donation is welcome to do so by paying into the account above. We are furious with JIB. That's JIB stands for Ghana International Bank. And even more furious with the Financial Ombudsman Service, FOS, who have not investigated this adequately. In some jurisdictions, a bank cannot just close an account without good reason, and we regard this anyway as a breach of contract. But in the case of a union, the funds are not ours. As I've said, they belong to the members, and that is why we are so disturbed at the FOS, Financial Ombudsman Service, in so far failing to take action against JIB to protect our members' funds. I repeat again, for the benefit of our members, for you to continue receiving the benefits of ER membership, you must sign a new standing order payable from your account to employees' representatives to account number 203-95656, sort code 608301 for £8 a month, £5 if you are not in work.